Oh, yeah. What's going on, everybody? It's the final countdown. It is your guy, MP, a.k.a. Michael Price, live from downtown Las Vegas inside Gorilla Cross Studios. By myself today. No Jay Long, no Cassandra Cousineau sitting in with me. I got my man Kwon 5 9 who's going to be chiming in every now and then because we got a lot of sports. I got to have you chime in and let me know what you know. Guys, want to make sure, join us. Phone number, 702-608-3259. Final Countdown is brought to you by Mossberg Injury Lawyers. From accidents to injuries, workers' comp, and even wrongful death, Mossberg Injury Lawyers are the #1 legal team in Nevada. Call 702-222-45555. Let them represent you. That's 702-222-4555. Yes, we got a lot of things that are going on, man. The World Series ended yesterday. It was an exciting series, an exciting game. Everything that you want in sports is you want it to be epic all the way to the end, and the World Series definitely brought us that. The Washington Nationals brought it out in the seventh inning, put it to the Houston Astros, and just took them out of contention. No one saw this in the beginning of the season. The Nationals lost, their #1 player. So, let's get into this thing with a little barbershop chop. Barbershop chop. Yeah, so that's it, folks. The Nationals are our World Series champions. Like I said, man, they lost Bryce Harper at the beginning of the season on a trade. No one put them in contention to take it all the way. The Astros have been strong since the beginning of the season between the Astros and the Yankees. If you didn't have money on those two going into it, and if you didn't think those two were going, you're probably lying unless, you just one of those fakers out there. Kwon, did you see this happening at the end?
I didn't see it at all. I mean, what was there? 4 teams that won over 100 games this season, and the Nationals were not one of them?
And not one of them.
It's crazy.
No, it's crazy. I mean, they didn't have the bullpen that everyone thought you should have as far as the bullpen to go all this way. Their bats, just like in hockey, it's all about timing. Their bats were able to come alive at the end of the season when it really counts. And even more importantly, man, they stuck together between the personal tragedies and personal things they were going through. And just regular season. I mean, man, 162 games. That is just the grind altogether. So they pulled it off. When you look at it, anytime that your general manager has to have be on control because he had a stroke earlier in the season, that, Martinez is like, dude, sit down, baby boy. Sit down. It's going to be all right either way. But he coached a great series. He coached a great playoff series altogether. So hats off to those guys, to the Nationals. Man, Washington's had a great run for the last couple of years. 2 years ago, the Caps win the Stanley Cup. Finally, they were finally able to get off that snide. And now the Nationals, they've been around 20 years, and this go round, but they hadn't won a championship since 1908 or 1907, something crazy like that. So I want to say shouts out to those guys. And, other conversations that we're having around the barbershop, and I'm sure this may have been the first one that they popped off with, is Steph Curry. Steph Curry has broken his hand. I know you hurting over there, baby boy.
I'm good.
I know you aching over there. You know what? It was a segment I was going to create when dynasties end. Mm-hmm. And it wasn't just a shot at anybody who's a Golden State fan, but I mean, these things have to end. Chicago Bulls, their dynasty ended. It ended over money. Yep. It ended over money. Now this one's basically ending over injuries. We look at it from KD and his initial injury, them going into the playoffs. He wasn't able to be there. And we all have to agree, had KD been in those playoffs, it would have been a bigger difference.
Different story.
Different story. I'm not even going to play like that, like he wouldn't have been that difference because he was just going automatic. And then after that, you had Klay Thompson, who went down as well, basically in the same Game 7. So they were kind of destined not to be the team that they should be. And then now you throw this on top of it, and it looks kind of bad. It looks bleak. Steve Kerr even said it. And, this is what we looked for. This is what we kind of anticipated. We had a good run.
And I've picked the Warriors not to make the playoffs this year before this injury happened.
Shut up.
I did.
Okay.
I put a bet on Facebook, and I asked people last night if they wanted to rescind their bet.
Okay.
I gave them the opportunity to. But yeah, I said they wouldn't make the playoffs because I didn't think that Steph Curry and Draymond Green alone could get them to the playoffs in the Western Conference.
Yeah.
And now this is Draymond Green's team.
Yeah. Well, okay, Draymond Green having a team. Look, you got me stuttering over here.
You know?
Draymond Green, we're going to find out in this next little run exactly what he is. And he was a guy who latched on his career onto not only 2, but 3 great shooters. And now we're going to find out exactly what Draymond Green is, which he's just a pedestrian guy who just got paid a boatload of money.
Yep.
A boatload of money. So Draymond Green, you should buy Oliver watches, cars, whatever it is, because, brother, you about to learn something today.
It'll be a little different.
Oh, a little bit different. He can't shoot.
Different.
He cannot shoot. So Draymond cannot shoot. They anticipate Steph Curry being out there for out about 2 to 3 months. I mean,
they need to sit him out the rest of the season. Klay Thompson isn't coming back this year.
Yeah.
And if he does, it's going to be near the end, which they just need to sit them out and get everybody healthy because they're still a good team with all of them together. And you add D'Angelo Russell, which I still don't know how he fits with them. But I think Steph needs to sit out the rest of the year.
No, I do. I mean, because now what they're looking at right here is that you have Jordan Poole, University of Michigan. Love that guy. You know, what he brings is a jump shooter. He definitely works into the schematics of what the Golden State Warriors do. Kai Bowman and Damian Lee.
Whoa.
Yes, that is the Golden State Warriors. So all you Golden State Warriors, make sure you pull out all those DVRs, you know, all those tapes, you know, whatever it is, wherever you have all your stuff out there to see those old games because it is going downhill.
And if they're smart, they tank. They get a good, you know, top 4 pick, and they have a pick to trade.
Yeah. No, I mean, I think they do the same thing.
Yeah.
But, you know, at this point, we know what it does, and it rolls downhill, so they just might as well just, you know, call this season the season that never happened. And like I said, the dynasty is over. Let's just be real with that. The dynasty is over. There's nothing else for these guys that they can't accomplish. Steph's 31, which was amazing to me. Like, how the hell did these guys get so old so fast? But I think the same thing happened to me because it's sports. You know, I've watched so many careers that have come and gone. So, you know, it's the fact that he is now in his 30. He's no longer in his prime. He is at that, I'm going to say his apex with the injuries.
Yeah.
I got to put him on the other side of it.
Yeah.
I got to put him on the side with those injuries that he sustained. And now it's a hand as well. You know, it's definitely not a shooting hand, but we know that he is a trickster out there and he uses his hands like no one else. It will be interesting to see how Mr. Curry's able to bounce back from that injury. Now, here's the thing that I didn't even know last night. Did you know that Washington was also playing Houston in another sport?
That was crazy.
That was crazy.
I didn't even realize that. I was watching them both.
Okay.
But I didn't even realize that till later. I'm like, wait.
It didn't click.
It didn't click at all. Yeah.
It didn't click. So, folks, if you didn't know it, and if you missed it last night, the Houston Rockets played the Washington Wizards last night, and it was a game of the century. We know that people aren't playing defense out here, and that's okay. The score, I'm glad you asked, 159 to 158. I know when I said that, you didn't even know what sport we were talking about because who the hell scores 158 points in a game?
And somebody was giving them props for scoring 159. Look what Houston's doing. Everybody said that Russell Westbrook and Harden wouldn't work. They're not going to work because they gave up 158 points. So I don't care how much you score. Defense wins championships. No defense does not win championships. No. You can't give up 158 points to a really bad Wizards team. Let's face it, this is not a playoff team anymore with John Wall being out.
Yeah, Wall's out right there. You know, shouts out to Bradley Beal. He scored 46 points. But together, they had a combined 317 points. That sounds like a Drew Brees day in football, you know, what his passing yards would be. But they scored a combined 317. As we said, Harden went off for 59. Russ Westbrook went off again for a triple-double. You know, he's messing around getting these triple-doubles, you know, like they food stamps on the 1st and the 15th. It is an amazing thing he's able to pull off here. Right now, he's in second place, only behind the great one. So, you know, shouts out to you, Russ. And, you know, but, yeah, they got to find some D.
I mean, they're going to fill stats but yeah, I'm not sure.
Yeah, no.
If that defense is not there like that, then we got some problems.
Oh, they got problems. I mean, it's but you know what? This is the flow of the NBA going into this season. I know I'm going to talk about it a little later on in the show, but the defense has gone out the door this season. It's definitely not last year. We know that there's going to be parity in the league with all these teams right now. Different teams that you thought are going to be good, they look great, and other teams you thought would be decent are looking good. So NBA is going to be fun to watch this year. So we're going to go ahead and take our first break. And when we come back, we're going to delve a little further into the NBA. It's the final countdown. Yeah, we're back. It's the final countdown. Live from Gorilla Cross Studios in downtown Las Vegas. It's your guy, MP. Sitting in by myself tonight, folks. That's okay. I'm going to bring it. We're going to have some fun with it. All those great little words that we use. Sitting in with my man, Kwon. Dude, thanks for joining me, my brother.
Yeah.
So the NBA, we got 1 week into this thing. No, actually, before I even go on, man, I was looking here on Facebook. I'm not going to ask you your age, brother.
43.
Okay, 43. Do you remember CAGESIDERS?
No.
They came in a can.
Okay.
It used to be some of the best. I'm showing my age right now, but as soon as I saw that picture, I just got so hungry. It's like, oh my God, I need a Katie And shouts out, happy Halloween out there to everybody. Make sure to check the candy for the kids, and even more importantly, get that candy from the kids. Get your share. Get your share, daddy and mom. Get your share of that candy. All these days you've been trying to put their butts in check. You deserve some of that candy. I'm letting you know. So, the NBA, it's a, full swing right now. Some good teams that played each other, some mediocre teams that played each other. And it's kind of like football. The one thing I think I found out at this point is that I don't know anything.
Don't know?
I don't know a damn thing. Last Friday's game, we had what I consider the first game to come out of the gate. It was the Lakers versus the Clippers. And the Clippers put down, well, I don't want to say a beat down, because it looked like the game was going back and forth. But as everyone has either one of those teams be in the championship, it looked like the Clippers in that first game, it's the first game of the season, but it looks like they had the Lakers number. And, I'd look at that. My takeaway from it is I think LeBron's trying too much. He's trying to
get AD involved.
Yeah, he's trying to get him involved.
Yeah.
And even more importantly, I see him trying to be like Magic Johnson.
Yeah.
And, he's trying to run that fast break, trying to get the showtime going out there. And that's good because I know they want to run. It's a beautiful thing. But they're going to need to slow it down a little bit and for him to get under control. AD last night, bringing it up to recent games. He went off last night for 40 points, 20 rebounds in 3 quarters.
31 minutes.
Come on, man. He's a beast. And with games like this, he's going to be able to get rest. And I see that as a good thing. LeBron, they take quarters off. LeBron takes a quarter off. AD goes to work. AD takes a quarter off. LeBron goes to work. So it looks like it's going to work. But we're going to have to, I say we, that's right, folks. I'm owning this.
Hey.
I'm owning this, that he needs to get us a little bit under control moving forward. Kyle Kuzma comes back tomorrow night.
Yeah.
That's going to be a big difference in there. That's another scorer out there. And, man, I like what I see, man. I like what I see from the Lakers. I really do.
Yeah, I wasn't one of those people that go on frantic after game one of 82-game season.
Right.
You're playing a team with the Clippers that everyone's played together except Kawhi. So you bring him in, the MVP of the finals. So, of course, they're probably going to be more ready for this game.
Right.
Than the Lakers were on game one, day one, So I wasn't too worried. We'll see. Talk to me in May of 2020.
You say after the playoffs will start, after we go to first round.
Talk to me in May during the Western Conference Finals, which is going to be a hallway series, hopefully.
Well, it looks like it should be there. And speaking about the hallway series, we have the Clippers. Like I said, they beat the Lakers in that first game. And then they started already into this load management thing with Kawhi. Last night, they played the Utah Jazz in Utah. We know about the altitude, how it affects different players. But like I said, they got into the whole load management. Well, 3 or 4 games in, I guess if you never start it, you'll never start it. But it worked last year. I get it. It worked.
For who and in what conference?
Yeah, Eastern. The Eastern. I don't know if this is going to be enough in this conference because these guys in the West ain't playing.
You need to win as many games as possible.
Oh, you better.
You want to get first, or you want to get home court advantage in the West, definitely. And I didn't expect any load management to happen until Paul George came back. You need at least one of them on the floor because you can't win a game without one of them playing.
No.
Not against Utah. Utah is one of the best teams in the West.
Yeah.
Some people are picking them to win the championship.
No.
You might be able to do that. I wouldn't even say against the Suns. Suns are supposed to be a bad team, and they can't lose.
And they blew the Golden State Warriors out last night. They blew them out the court. And then Mike Conley for the Utah Jazz beat the Clippers last night. He went off for 29 points.
Yeah.
So I get it. I see it. It worked. But Kawhi, we're going down a slippery slope on trying to prove a point on what you think you need to do. And I know everybody knows their body, but you're a world-class athlete.
If anybody needs a vacation after a week, if you need a day off after a week, you got problems.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. The NBA season was 8 days old.
No.
And he took a break.
Can't
do it.
No, can't do it. Not at all. And then I want to talk about the Warriors. That's right, folks. I said, W-O-E, Warriors. Steph's out for 2 months, at least. Broken hand. He loves to dribble. He, looks like he's Curly Neal from the Harlem Globetrotters out there. It's definitely going to affect how he plays, how he passes. And, just looking at him, now you have Draymond Green and, who were we just talking about? Other point guard they just picked up.
D'Angelo Russell.
D'Angelo Russell, right. Now they have D'Angelo, which his game just came to light last year, finally living up to the hype. And Draymond. I just don't see this working. I'm not saying that they tank at this point, but I look at them being a lottery team next year.
Yeah.
It's just, you just look at it from just the facts. Facts be facts and facts
and
be
we'll
facts.
see how good of a coach Steve Kerr is because everybody was labeling him great.
Wow.
So this is when you see when these great coaches are really great when they're missing their 4 All-Stars.
Man, you in my head. You are in my head, sir, because I was saying the exact same thing that they give props, and it kind of goes back to the Steve, to the Phil Jackson's theory.
Yeah.
That Phil was always great when he had great players.
Yep.
And you want to go, wait, no way, that worked? When you had great players, you coached well?
Yeah.
Wow, I can't imagine that working. But people just, but then they say how great of a coach he was. And I'm going to give it to him because egos are a hard thing to push, especially when we have these alpha males out there, the biggest names, the biggest brands, the guys who want to win, the guys who just want to keep pushing through, the Michael Jordans, the Kobe Bryants. You have to sit down and be able to work with them because we know that it didn't work for a while, with at the Lakers. They had to get a coach like Phil Jackson in order to get over that hump. So it's an important thing, but Steve Kerr just walked into the perfect storm. And I mean, just the perfect storm. He had a theory on how he wanted to coach and what he needed to do to coach. And he just so happened that he had the guys that he needed to get over that hump, the Splash Brothers. Because that spread offense, it's a real thing. You're able to get those passes in, the backdoor passes. Basically the Princeton type of offense. The cutters going to the whole philosophical woo, and no one's in my ear, people. It just came out here. Philosophical thing of what he wanted to coach and how he wanted to coach, and it worked for him. And Draymond, he just happened to be that piece that when he put him on top, he was able to work in that system. But there is no way that you're telling me, everyone wants to label him the the perfect 5.
Yeah.
Or the perfect 4. Like, really? I guess. But he's able to get these rebounds that he gets. And I'm just breaking Draymond's thing down. It's because of the spacing.
Yeah.
You have 2 guys who are running out of Steph. You have 2 guys that are running out of Clay. What does that do? That's going to leave you a lot of space in between there for you to muscle and get rebounds. And that's really what's just happening with Draymond. And I've said this for a while. Jeremy and I have gone back and forth, and he really has no opinion on Draymond himself. But I know that I've just been hating on him because he gets all these accolades and he's grabbed, hardware from it.
Yeah.
But
he's good for the role that he plays. But yeah, is he a perennial all-star?
No,
he's not. And we'll see that this year. He won't be on the all-star team this year.
He robbed them, man. He took their money.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, he's making $30 million a year. Woo. But he saw it. He knew the writing was on the wall. He knew he had to get that money as soon as he can. We weren't sure what KD was going to do and how KD was going to work out. But it came to light that he got that money, and I ain't mad at him. And speaking about Draymond and KD, the other day, KD was on. And I don't think
First Take.
Yeah, it was on First Take. Yeah, he went big time with this one and explained how the comments from Draymond influenced his decision to go to Brooklyn. And when you look at something like that, it's actually one of those two-sided conversations. You say, "All right, KD, man up." It's like, dude, he said that in January. It had nothing.
Early last season.
Yeah, early last season. And you should have got over that. And then even more importantly, it's like, Draymond, come on. As we just spoke on, you're really, yes, are you a leader on that team? Yes, you are, but you're in no place to tell someone who is one of the first or second best players in the league what he's doing, because he knows what he's doing out there.
And he also told him that we don't need you. Like, bye. If you're gonna leave. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, you did need him. And you're the one that called him up after the 2016 finals when you lost in the parking lot and told him to come. So, little bipolar-ish there.
Yes. No, very so. Very much so. I mean, he don't cut your nose or bite your nose to spite your face or whatever that one. Yeah, he spited his face all around town with that one. And, it was a bad look. He's probably going to, I know athletes like that. They never say they regret it until 10, 20 years down the road. When they have the show and they sit across from one another and they go like,
Exactly.
I know I shouldn't have said that. We should have had it more. We should have had about 5 or 6 of these things,
The Shaq and Kobe special.
Exactly. Should have had 9. Shoulda, woulda, coulda, because we knew right there in that prime, man. And that's what these athletes forget. That window, it shuts so fast. In fact, I know what we're going to have to do one of those shows where we talk about the, dynasties and how fast that they close down, and the different things that led to these things. And I'm sure when we look at it, a lot of them are going to be injuries, I'm sure, but the majority of them are going to just be differences. Someone is like a band breaking up. Michael Jackson. Yeah.
This time last year, everybody was saying Warriors were guaranteed to win the championship, and they're going to move to San Francisco and win their 4th in a row. And I kept telling everybody, I don't think so. There's injuries. We don't know if KD's going to stay. We don't know if this is really going to work out. And here we are. They won 2 in a row. They didn't even win 3 in a row.
No.
And everybody wants to crown people with 4 in a row.
Let's get
Not
to
happening.
it. Yeah. When we look at that, that's the same conversation that LeBron James and Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh were having.
Yep.
3, 4, 5. Yep. All right, 2.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's get 2. And be happy with 2. Hell, be happy with 1. Those things are hard to
you're
come
in
by.
the record books forever with that championship.
No, you are. And you know what? And it's so, like you said, it's so easy to see yourself thinking that this thing is going to be easy because we have the talent.
Yeah.
We have the talent. We know what it's going to take, to get here. We were good individually. Now that we're together, no one's going to stop us. But what happens, you get those cricks in your knees. People figure out. You slow down a lot. You slow down a lot. Good call. Good
one right there.
Look at you. He had that queued up.
It was subliminal.
Yeah, right. We thought it up. Hey, we're going to go ahead and take another break. And we come back. You thought that a home or away team losing every game in the World Series was something crazy. I got some more things in this little segment called Say What that may blow you away. Hey, it's the final countdown. Slow down. That's what you need to do. It's Friday, folks. Take your time. Let this weekend get past you. It's Happy Halloween. It's your man, MP. It is the final countdown.
You got an ad read too, right?
Oh, yeah, I got an ad read. My guys all the time. I want to give it to shouts out to my guys over at Mossberg Injury Lawyers. That's Boyd and Marcus. Guys, make sure and give them a phone call. That phone number is 702-222-4555. guys, they just won the Best of Award for workman's compensation. All this construction, all the, going around Vegas, you've been injured, give them a phone call. It's a free consultation. They will make sure they'll take care of you. They took care of me in my injury. And, they're fair, they're square, and they'll get it done in a timely manner. They won't just want to cut you a check. That's Mossberg Injury Lawyer. So, dude, it's kind of crazy. 7 games in that one home win.
That's wild.
That's just wild.
Unheard of.
And you have to imagine that each team assumed that they were going to get. I mean, come on. I mean, you have to. It's just in your nature. You've been busting ass all this year. Every time you come home, we own home. Oh, look at that. Cardinals getting the first touchdown in the game. That's nice. But
I don't like this.
Oh, yeah. You're going to be losing all over town. You're like, stop it, folks. My players down. Now you're starting off. Hey, you can look past the next game, man. That's what happens in sports. And it looked like that could have been a hold anyway. But so no team won. And even in last night's game, it looked like Houston had it. It was close. Yeah. But you'd assume that, hey, they're going to get it. It's going to come down to this moxie. I love the word moxie. Yeah. And they didn't pull it out. But we got some other things you may not know. We're going to bring it out to light in a segment called Say What? Say What? So I have 13 sports facts that even the most hardcore fan don't know. That's right, I said don't know. So this first one, did you know that NFL refs also receive a Super Bowl ring after the Super Bowl?
Really?
Yeah.
Did not know that.
Who knew that?
Wow.
Yeah, now it's not as big, it's not as gaudy as the other rings, that the players get for their, if you saw Philly's ring when they got it, it looked like it could feed a whole country. But yeah, the referees, but it's commemorative. They were there. Yeah. They were part of it. I know even with some of the Red Wings staff and the Pistons staff, when they won the championships in 2002 and 2004, although I was not one of the recipients, that those guys also received a championship ring, a Stanley Cup ring, and a World Series ring. I feel like, what is the championship in baseball? World Series ring.
World Series.
Yeah, but so the refs also.
The baseball championship.
Yeah, right. I was going to say that. The baseball. Sports.
The baseball finals.
Yeah. The Final Four of baseball. Yeah, so that's kind of cool that the referees get a ring as well. So, now, did you know that volleyballs come from a basketball's bladder? Or, well, at least they once did. Okay. Once they did. When he first devised the sport in 1895, William G. Morgan tried to use a basketball but found it too heavy for what he had in mind. So instead, he played with the basketball's inflatable rubber inside, which was similar to So that's how it started off.
Take off the leather on the outside.
So
you just have
a little lighter. You can do your thing. Volleyball, a little bouncier.
Set.
Look at that. I like that.
Spike.
Now this one. And the architects out there will really appreciate. The Pittsburgh Pirates almost built a new stadium in the middle of a river. That's right, folks. Well, kind of like more over a river. It was a proposal by the NADCO Engineering Company back in the 50s. The Pirates' new stadium would have set directly over the Magalia River. It was built to seat 70,000 people, and the structure would have contained over 600 hotels rooms, 4,500 parking stalls, and 100 air-conditioned bowling lanes. Wow. And this is the 50s. Wow. That sounded like that would be kind of dope today.
Yeah.
Huh. The Pittsburgh Pirates. Look at them being all innovative out there. All right. Now, this one threw me away when I read this. We're just talking about the World Series. What's one of the biggest complaints about baseball?
Slow.
That is slow. But I'm going to throw something out at you. I'm going to blow your head away right now. Despite running about 3 hours, actual playing time in a Major League Baseball game is under 18 minutes. Yeah. According to the Wall Street Journal's own calculations, the 17 minutes and 58 seconds of action includes balls in play, runner advancement attempts on stolen bases, wild pitches, ball strikes, fouls, and balls hit into play, trotting batters on home runs, walks, and hits by pitches, pickoff throws, and even one fake pickoff throw. Take all those away, and the amount of time that is pure action action on the field is about 5 minutes and 47 seconds.
Wow.
I don't know if you think about it.
But that's why there's a lot of people, including myself, I'll admit it, that aren't huge baseball fans, because you're sitting there waiting in between plays for so long. And then a lot of plays are foul ball, strike, ball. And finally hit one. Okay, cool. What happened? Oh, they caught it in the outfield.
But isn't it amazing how people love the World Series and the playoffs? I mean,
you
like
can
it
watch
changes.
that.
Yeah, but it doesn't change any. You know, except for the
exactly.
You just feel
more meaning to it.
It's more meaning to the game. That's it. It's more meaning to the game. It's one and done. In some situations, and but it doesn't really change. But you will sit there and you love this thing all summer long. Yeah. And Lord knows that those may have been the only 16 games you watched all year. And I even put it down to 16. All right. Now this was we're talking about something really going slow. Until 1936, the jump ball in basketball took place at the center court after every single made basket.
Yeah, I knew that.
How crazy is that?
That's crazy.
That took
make a
forever.
basket and jump ball.
Then jump ball. It's free ball again.
6-hour game.
Holy crap, man. Naismith, he had to change that one. And then something that is even crazier, in football, an incomplete forward pass in football used to earn teams a 15-yard penalty. And not only that, but if the pass was incomplete and never touched, the defense then took possession of the ball. It wasn't until the early 20th century that they changed those rules.
Wow.
Yeah. So, we think that they change rules now. It's like, man, they've been changing rules since rules been in place.
Exactly.
Because they're like, oh, that's crap. Get rid of that. That's crap. That's crap. I mean, hell, these guys couldn't throw further than 30 or 40 yards.
Yeah.
And that's throwing, like a girl. Oh, Willie, you go down there and you catch the ball for me.
Offended.
Yeah. Well, well, girls can throw now. Girls couldn't throw back then.
They couldn't throw back then.
They couldn't throw back then.
They weren't allowed to.
Yes, they couldn't play. They couldn't play. Hey, I'm not going to jail on this one. I'm not going to jail on this one. But this is the hilarious one. The Philadelphia Eagles and the Pittsburgh Steelers once combined to form the Steagles.
Oh, gosh.
Due to many of their players serving in the military during World War II, the Eagles and the Steelers combined in 1943 to form one team called the Steagles. And the next year, the Steelers joined the Chicago Cardinals for the same reason, the Cardinaliers.
Wow.
And they weren't a car dealer. But how crazy
I never heard of that before, but it makes sense. I mean, these wars, they're taking half the people out of the country to go fight.
Yeah. And then
gotta do something.
You got to do something.
They didn't have the replacements back then.
No. In football, wasn't it? It was beloved, but it wasn't beloved
like
it is. Baseball was actually the number one sport back then.
Yeah.
And so, all these guys and, you hear about these players back then who couldn't play sports because it didn't pay enough money. It didn't pay them enough money. And so they'd have to go get a regular job. And even some of the guys who did play professional sports, they still had to get regular jobs after the season to, if they weren't superstars, to pay for their families. So that was some crazy stuff, man. The Steagles.
A lot of the superstars in sports still had regular jobs too, so.
Yeah, insurance salesmen.
Yeah.
They go work for a company, they get props, you can take them around the company. And this is Steve. Steve works for us. He's the Super Bowl champion. He shows his ring around.
He's the point guard for the Boston Celtics.
That's it, man. They give him love. Now, this one makes sense. Did you know that Olympic gold medals are actually made of silver?
Okay.
Yeah, they are not gold. They have no value to them other than the sentimental value of you winning that one. They are fake gold. They're 93% silver, 6% copper, leaving about 1% or 6 grams for the prize gold finish.
Wow.
That's it, man. That damn.
So just a little gold paint.
Just
around
a little gold paint.
There you go.
You chip it like this, and the next thing you know, you have the silver medal. Or you can or you can win a silver medal and just paint it gold.
Just paint it gold.
Just paint it gold. And say they spelled your name wrong.
Yeah, I won.
Yeah. Now this one threw me off. Japanese golfers carry hole-in-one insurance. What? That's a say what? What? That's right. In Japan, it is customary for golfers who've hit a hole-in-one to throw a celebration for their closest companions, though this can also be as simple as buying them all celebratory gifts. Nearly 4 million Japanese golfers carry golf insurance, paying a $65 premium every year for $3,500 in coverage. So that's why your friends in Japan were celebrating your hole-in-one so emphatically.
Wow.
Say what?
For real.
Talking about an insurance guy, there's an insurance guy out there who was just loving life.
Making money off of hole-in-one insurance.
Hole-in-ones. And if you look up hole-in-one insurance here, it's like big contests, for a guy hitting it and you win a car or something to this one. Hole-in-one insurance. We talk about the love of golf. I don't love that. I don't love it that much. I'm just being real on that. Yeah. And then, they got some good ones. Number 10, former MLB catcher Henry Cheedy was the first player to ever be traded for himself. That's right. Say what? Cheedy was originally traded from the Cleveland Indians to the New York Mets for a player to be named later. But after 15 terrible games with the Mets, Cheedy became that player and was shipped back to Cleveland.
That's funny.
How garbage do you have to be for someone to trade for you? And they turn around and they go, yeah. That player
that player to be named later? Here he is.
Here he is. Yeah, it's garbage guy here. It's garbage.
That's funny.
Well, they sent him back. But, but they wanted him. That's what I don't get. How do you want him, and then all of a sudden...
You want the guy and then realize, I think I've been like that before. There's, maybe a girl I wanted to date, and then you take her out, you're like, let me send her back home. Well, it could have been the same thing.
See,
you think you want her from afar.
I was going to say something. Now, that's you saying things like that. That's him. That is the producer, people.
It's just me, guys.
And... we're down to the last two. The word soccer is an 1800 slang term coming from the abbreviation from association or assoc, as in football association, which soccer was called the Football Association for so many years.
Huh.
Yeah. Who knew?
Who knew?
These facts that no one knew. And the last one, but never the least one. Every ball used in a Major League Baseball game is dirty. They're dirty. In order to take the slick factory sheen off and allow pitchers to get a better grip, Major League Baseball wipes down each baseball with mud from an undisclosed location on the Delaware River. And it's been done this way for close to 75 years now.
Wow.
That's right.
Learn something new every day.
That's
or
what
you
we're
learn
here
13 new things every day.
13 new things. Whoa.
Oh,
there was
12.
one more. It just rolled up. There's never been a documented perfect March Madness bracket ever.
Wow.
Mind blown right there, people. Wow. Mind blown right there. Sit back on that one.
It's crazy.
Let it sink in. You learned that here. You learned something today. You learned something from the final countdown. I know. I try to teach people all the time. I try to let them know.
And if you ever get a perfect bracket, just send me 10% of that money.
Man, come on. You're going over the top. You are going over the top with that one. It is money to be spent, money to be earned. We're going to take our last break, and we come back. Is 10-6 really going to be bad in the football season this year? Well, let's talk about it a little bit. It's the final countdown. And welcome back to the final countdown. It's your man MP. Guys, if you're looking for the perfect injury attorney, look no further than Mossberg Injury Lawyers. From accidents to injuries, workers' comp, and even wrongful deaths, Mossberg Injury Lawyers are the #1 legal team in Nevada. They just won Best of in Workman's Compensation. Their phone number, you ask? That's 702-222-4555. 702-222-4555 is the number. Let them represent you. Man, season is going by fast. It's hard to believe we're already at the halfway point. And before we even get into that, happy Halloween, everybody out there. I actually wanted to do a segment where I should have sent you the pictures. I sent them to Jeremy. I know he was busy as hell out there with just the different athletes and all their costumes. These guys,
there were some good ones.
There were some good ones out there. I mean, it was some classics. LeBron was Edward Scissorhands. I was like, all right. I guess if I had $200 million, I'd have a good costume as well. I'd have a whole slew of guys from Warner Brothers come and put something on me real quick.
Yeah, I've always wanted to be Darth Vader with the real Darth Vader outfit.
With the lights flashing and everything.
Yeah.
Come on. I can feel that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that would be a great look, and
can't go wrong with that. Yeah.
Luke. Yeah,
Everybody, you'll get a lot of attention.
Great.
And you can hit people over the head with a lightsaber without getting in trouble.
Oh, they'll laugh. They'll laugh every time at that. So something we've talked about all the, it's parodies. Like, there's a lot of parody in sports right now. And we started the season. We talked about how the season would end up, who we thought would be in first. Some of the folks that were obvious. Well, one of the folks who was obvious is, which is the Patriots. Patriots. And, and I guess maybe Green Bay. But a lot of teams, when we look what's going on and seeing where they are, it's kind of interesting to see how this week's going to play out. Like we have right now, this game's an important game. We have the 49ers versus the Cardinals. But if we look at this game, man, obviously the 49ers are definitely in it, but the Cardinals aren't out. We have the 49ers at 7-0. We're looking at the Cardinals, which are 3-4-1, and they're playing great right now. I don't know if I can look at them and just say, hey, they're not going to make it at this point, because as we talked about, man, it just, once you start steam rolling out there and you get your momentum going, it's up to, how you finish. It's not how you start, and then we go into the second game we're looking at. It's the Texans versus the Jags. We look at the Jags. They're coming in at 5-3 versus the Jacksonville Jaguars at 4-4. Another scenario, we look at this game, both these teams are still in it, head blown, wheat ache. It's crazy. We look at the next one. We have the Bears. Even though the Bears have not really been playing up to their expectation, but if you look at that division that they're playing in, the black and blue division, going up against the Eagles at 4-4. Again, another team that's been on some slippery slopes there. They're playing a little bit better. Carson Wentz, he's looking okay. He's not looking like that first year Carson Wentz. But we say again, both these teams are still in it. Both of these teams are still in it, and we're going to break that down. We have the Vikings who are playing Kansas City this weekend. Kansas City 5-3. They've tapered off somewhat. And the Vikings, after the, we looked at it, and, Kirk Cousins and him having to apologize to his team, man, they're on fire at 6-2. Next one we look at, we have the Colts. Now, who saw this one coming? The Colts are 5-2 right now, Kwon, going up the Pittsburgh Steelers, which they're playing with a backup quarterback right now, and they're at 3-4. Now, this is probably the only game coming up this week, and we go like, man, this is beyond just the garbage bowl. This is, why does my TV even pick up this game? And that's the 1-6 Jets versus the Dolphins at 0-7. Both these guys are fighting to find out who can be the worst this year.
Jets might hand them that win. They might just lay down on every defensive play.
Well, they can get a quarterback. Well, no, they got a quarterback. What do the Jets
do? They have a quarterback?
Everyone praises Darnold. I don't know.
No,
he had mono. I don't know. He went down with mono. Yeah. I know his liver was enlarged, but
I think Le'Veon Bell was a little upset he didn't get traded.
Yeah,
by the trade deadline, there was rumors of that on trade day. I don't know, man. They need a lot. They need a lot, and I don't know what it is, but they definitely need a lot.
Yeah, getting rid of Mr. Bowles over there may have not just been the answer. Then we have the next game, which we have the 1-7 Skins. Sorry about that, Mark. Hey, you can't win them all, sir. You can't win them all. Against the Bills at 5-2. The Bills came out of nowhere, with this intensity, with a great defense, with the offense that's able to score. And, I'm not saying this is their year, but they're in the division with the Patriots. Hey, if they can just pull out one win, they almost beat them in the first game.
Yeah.
Maybe the second time coming around, they can pull this one off. Then we get to the 4-4 Titans going up against the Panthers, 4-3. Who thought that losing Cam Newton, that the Panthers would still stay on track? They have a great running game, and I'm going to call it a great running game. They've been able to sustain. They're going to keep Cam out a couple more weeks, which I say they should. He started the season off injured, which I'm going to give him a pass. He started the season off injured. He was trying to get in there. He was trying to be tough.
And he was hurt last year.
And he was hurt last year, right, to be fair to him.
Yeah.
And so let's give him the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah.
Cam, you tell us when you're really healthy, because if you tell me you're healthy and you go back out there and you play the same way, guess what? Now it's on you.
Yeah, now you're accountable for your actions, because I personally think you should sit out the year, get fully healthy everywhere, because you have your injuries and then you just got those football aches and pains,
right?
Because you're hurt everywhere, but then you got the main injury that's holding you out. But I think him just sitting out would be refreshing for him to start new next year.
Oh, for sure.
But then you have to worry about, do I have a job, because Kyle Allen's been playing pretty well in my place.
Yeah, we saw.
So do you have a job when you come back?
You saw what Drew Brees did. Yep. He came back. You're like, whoa, no.
Yeah.
I'm just bleeding a little bit from this finger.
Exactly.
Just put a tourniquet on it. I'll be good. I'll be good. And then we have my Lions at 3-3-1 against the Raiders at 3-4. They're both still in it. Bucks versus Seahawks, 6-2 versus 2-5 for the Bucks. I'm going to
go Bucks.
Yeah, I don't know about that one. Then we have the Pack at 7-1 going up against the Chargers at 3-5.
Man, struggling. Then we have the Browns at 2-5 going up against Denver at 2-6. Who saw that one coming? Then we have the undefeated Patriots. You know what? I don't have the Patriots against the Ravens.
Is that it? Ravens.
Monday night.
Oh my God, my handwriting.
That's the Sunday night game.
My handwriting is horrible. Yeah, it has to be, because then the next one is the Cowboys versus the Giants.
On Monday night.
4-3 versus the Giants. So at this halfway point that we're looking at right now, Kwon, I kind of broke it down. If the playoffs were to start today, we have your Niners winning their division, 7-0. The Saints winning their division at 7-1. Then we have the Packers winning their division. Then you have the Cowboys at 4-3 winning their division. Ooh. Now, when we look at the records, and this is
there might be a 500 team winning the NFC East.
That's what I'm telling you, man. We've been setting this up all season. We said it right here.
Yeah.
We said it right here, because then we look at the other teams. The teams getting in on wild card. We have the Seahawks at 6-2, the Vikings at 6-2, the Rams at 5-3, and the Panthers at 4-3.
Wow.
And you have to believe that in this mix, I mean, we're looking at right now at your boys up here, the Niners. They're going to slip up. They're going to get a loss. There's going to be a loss on this on the Niners. Saints, man, if they were to go undefeated, that would just be a miracle. I think they're close to a loss. Packers, I think they have at least 2 or 3 more losses coming their way. Seahawks, I say the same thing. Vikings, I say the same thing. Cowboys, Rams, none of these teams are unbeatable.
Yeah.
None of them. And if you throw 3 or 4 more losses on here, I mean, I don't see it. I don't see it happening. I don't see anybody going undefeated.
No. I even think Patriots lose their first game this week.
Oh.
To the Ravens.
Yeah, no, definitely. To
the
Ravens,
Baltimore.
In Baltimore. And be more, come on. They're going to put that smack down on them. And going over to the AFC side of it, yes, we do have the Patriots at 8-0. No, we don't think they're going to go undefeated for the rest of this season. It's not going to happen, folks. I wish there was somehow to put money on it that they're not going to go undefeated. So we'd have the Patriots winning their divisions. We'd have the Chiefs, which, I think would win their divisions. The Ravens winning their division at, they're at 5-2. Then the Colts, who miraculously, after losing a world-class athlete and Andrew Luck, at 5-2. Now, here are your wild card teams. Bills at 5-2. Texans at 5-3. Now, here's where it gets dicey. And I just went with, I think, what I like, what I feel.
Yeah.
Is that we have the Steelers at 3-4. And I'd like to think that the Raiders could get their act together at 3-4, because they have been playing better.
They have been, yeah.
They have been playing better. So, folks, keep your money. I'm telling you, this is the year to keep your money in your pocket. I mean, unless you just have a good feeling.
You got that gut feeling,
You got that gut feeling, put your money on it. Because it's just, it's a coin toss this year. I mean, there's never been a season like this where I just go, wow, they're, and I don't know what black magic that the Patriots are working with. There's a voodoo doll that Bill Belichick has buried somewhere that the Crossroads Demon is going to be collecting on him soon. He will be collecting on him soon, because
I think it's called the AFC East voodoo doll, because they play in a division that has always been pretty bad.
Well, it gives them 8 wins or 7 wins.
Exactly.
However the math works out there. So, no, I'd agree with you on that one. But it's just nothing gets in their way.
Yeah.
We're not the only show just talking about it. Nothing seems to get in their way. And they just keep on winning regardless of who the receivers are, regardless of who the running back is. The style of football changes from year to year from, as we all see, this is their first year that they have actual defense on their team.
Yeah.
So it's looking good on this side. But when you just look right here, what's happened right here in front of us with the Niners, you heard people talking about the Niners getting better this year.
Yeah.
Let's see what Garoppolo can do. Let's get Jimmy G a full season. And I got to be honest, I was one of those guys going, I have not seen enough body of work. He sat behind Brady.
Yeah.
We've seen all these quarterbacks who've sat behind Brady and what they've been able to do. Well, guess what? The last two quarterbacks who have sat behind Brady, they're out there killing it right now. Brissett and Garoppolo are just out here killing it right now. And so, hats off to Belichick. He finally got some other guys out here who are handling their business. And I like it. I'm excited for these guys. You don't see it often where guys come out of the shadows of greatness and they actually live up to the hype.
Yeah.
Andrew, not Andrew, but Packers.
Aaron Rodgers.
Rodgers.
Yeah.
Him coming under Favre, it's not the same thing. He was highly touted coming out of Cal.
Yeah.
He just happened to slip, and he's had that chip on his shoulder ever since.
Yeah.
Ever since. So, So what you got going on this weekend, Kwon?
Man, work, and more work, and UFC 244 in New York. I'm actually supposed to be there right now, and I'm not going.
Is that right? Why not? Because of work?
Because we're moving soon. We're moving the studio, so it was just everything happening at once. So just dealing with that. But I'm supposed to be there right now, doing media coverage and all that. So I'm a little upset. I keep getting the media emails, and I get mad every time I see it. And then I look at plane tickets. Like, can I just fly out there for a day or two?
And where
come
are you?
Back?
Where are you, man?
We're just gonna have a UFC party.
Okay, all right, man. And you know what? One thing I didn't talk about, because I usually leave that to the Level show, which is right after us, just not today. It's Halloween. The guys out there getting their Halloween with their children.
Yep.
Is Kovalev and Canelo fight this weekend.
This weekend in Vegas.
Yeah, happening here in Vegas. Happening. I was in some of my notes down at MGM Garden. I throw my hands up on that one. I'm obviously not a boxing guy, because nothing. Everyone says it's Canelo's fight to win, but first of all, I didn't know that Kovalev had 30 losses. What the?
Yeah, he's fought a lot.
He fought a lot. I went, this has to be a typo. 32 and 31 with 2 draws. I'm like, all right, you're not the undefeated champion.
Yeah, exactly.
Obviously the rules
Taking
don't work.
a few losses.
A couple L's on his side. But who do you have in this one?
I got Canelo in 6.
Wow. I can't wait to see it.
Going all out.
I can't wait to see it. I got to, do a coin toss to see if I'm going to see it at home, if I'm going out in the city. So, well, guys, appreciate you hanging in here with us. It's your man, MP. It's Final Countdown. Make sure and check us out each and every Thursday, 5 p.m. right here on Gorilla Cross Radio. You can Facebook us live and join in on the laughs. I'll check you out next week. Have a safe Halloween. Talk to you soon. Peace.